Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please welcome in Bryce Burtner. We're from KRWQ FM. Bryce, good to see you. How are you today?
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. We're here to talk about Bryce's experience. You were in Las Vegas when the shooting happened a little more than a week ago. You were there. You were at the concert, Jason Aldean, I believe. Where were you in relation to the stage when the shooting started?
Well, we were to the left of the stage and back probably 100 yards.
Okay.
And which was new for us because we were actually normally towards the front of the stage, to the left of the stage, right at the front. And my wife wasn't feeling good, and I was wearing flip-flops and didn't want to get stomped on.
Good thing.
Yeah.
In retrospect, of course.
So we were in a better spot than we would have been in this particular situation. And
what was your experience when everyone started hearing fireworks, is what most people believe they started hearing?
Fireworks is exactly what I thought it was. You know, I'm sitting there and listening to the music. I heard some pops over the music, really, really audible pops. There was like 4 of them that I heard, and I thought, oh, some bozos lighting some firecrackers. And, you know, you saw a couple of people moving. And then about 10, 15 seconds later, it just came, man, 30 shots. And then there was a little bit of a break, and then 30 more shots, and Jason Aldean was still playing. And then the third round of shots, all of a sudden, the stage lights went out, the crowd lights came on, and people started running in all directions.
What was that? What was that like? I mean, do you know where to go? Do you know what to do? Everybody's running. I mean, there's so many people there.
Yeah, the thing about that country music festival is it's a completely fenced-in area. There are gates that are locked up. They don't usually unlock them until after the show is completely over. So generally speaking, there's only 2 exits. There's one for the VIPs, and then there's the main entrance that you came into. And it was too far away to get to. I wasn't going to go that way. We took cover underneath the table, my wife and her sister and friend, and they were all underneath this table, and I knelt down in front of them, and just all of a sudden somebody grabbed me by the hand and said, "Get the hell out of here." So we did. And we squeezed through a little break in the gate and took off running. And the shots would keep firing. And it sounded like they were getting closer and closer every time we took a step. Got to a fence that was in our way. There was a guy on the other end. He helped us over. And then we continued to run on. And then we got to a hotel, timeshare looking thing, and started pounding on doors. Please let us in. Please let us in. About the 5th door, we walked around the corner, and then there was a guy walking in a locked door. He opened the door for us, and this guy let us into his hotel room. Still shots being fired. I think it was about 10 minutes, you know, with a break in between rounds. It was like he was taking a clip off and putting a new clip on and then firing again. I guess he was going from window to window, from what I understand, or just switching out guns or whatnot, but it took him that a little bit of time. But later on, we found out that the shots that we were hearing that were getting closer and closer was the acoustics from all of the buildings around.
Sure.
It was pretty frightening.
And you were in that hotel room with how many complete strangers?
I counted 23 others.
Okay.
And we were in the bathroom. I sat in that bathroom for 6.5, 7 hours.
Wow.
Finally came out.
Because nobody knew, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much going on. I mean, whether it's the internet or anything like that, I don't even know if you had sober sex,
you know,
if you were communicating with people.
Internet was terrible. The only thing was my boss was keeping me up to date as to what he was hearing on the scanner via text message.
Okay.
There's a shooter here. There's a shooter there. There's a shooter here. Reported gunshots here. Bodies down here. And that was pretty much the only thing that we had to go on. And so I was keeping everybody in the room updated as to what I was getting. And there was a person in our room that had been shot. She had been grazed by a bullet and thought the blood that was on her was somebody else's, so she just continued to run on.
Wow.
Paramedics showed up. There were a couple of medical emergencies. She was one of them. The other one was a lady having a problem with her insulin or whatever, and she needed medical attention right away. We had an EMT in our room who somehow got a hold of emergency personnel, and they showed up and took care of it. I dialed 911, got put on hold, and then eventually hung up on.
Sure.
There was I imagine 22,000 people making a phone call to 911.
Absolutely. So. And I'm so glad that you and your family are all okay. It's an incredible experience to go through.
Well, you know, we're getting there. Okay, is
right,
a
exactly.
broad spectrum
Forgive
of
me.
words.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that, I mean, I had my first nightmare last night.
Wow.
And it had nothing to do with Las Vegas. I was in the Applegate and somebody pulled an Uzi out. I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Just one of the many weird things that goes through your mind, you know. And I'll tell you, I thought I was going to be super strong through this. I got because of my job, I got the ability to tell everybody at once what happened, and it hasn't gone away yet, and it probably won't for quite some time.
No, well, I appreciate you coming in and talking to us about it. It's hopefully talking about it as you have done is part of the healing process, and so much in its infancy right now, but do appreciate it. Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You bet.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.